I want to go through the charts. I want to show you guys what I'm going to be trading for this week and some pairs that I'm looking at that are quite interesting this week. We had a few set up already, even when now it's like Monday morning in the US, evening in Asia, whatever. But we had a few setups. So I want to show you that. I want to go through the pairs that I'll be trading or looking at this week, and we'll just be going with those. So I think I'll probably skip a few of them that are boring. You guys can refer back the previous reviews if you want to look at those. But here are the ones that I'll be looking at trading this week. The first one is EUR and CAD. This pair is still at the support area at 0.94, where we've bounced in the past. So we came back down to retest, we push above, and now you can still look for pullbacks where you would buy into the up move. So that's kind of what I'm going to look at. We are still in the middle band right now here on the forward chart. On the 1 hour chart, we are at the middle band also. So we want, if you want to trade the way I trade, is you want to wait for price to hit the lower band of the Bollinger Band. Look for a strong price action single, which I discussed in my strategy the course I did in my strategy, and then you look to enter on that trade. Okay, and if you guys are wondering, the course for my strategy is over here. This article.com/BBR strategy. You can just type this thing on your browser. And I got a lot of questions of, especially today, of a guy saying, "Well, is this free?" Because he got it and he didn't pay anything. Is this free? And the answer is yes, it's totally free. So you can get the course, go through the whole thing, learn my strategy, what I trade, and it's entirely free. Okay? So enough with the plug. We'll go back to the chart. And if you guys are in the chat, just comment below in the chat. Let me know you're watching this live. Jeff, what's up? Jeff again. Awesome. Welcome. But you guys let me know in the chat if you have any question anyway throughout the live, and I'll get to your question in just a minute. We can look at any pair you want, any kind of instrument you want. It doesn't matter to me. It's just fun to look at. And you might be trading something that I don't trade also on different pairs. So you let me know in the comment, and we'll be able to go through that after these pairs. Okay. So LDCAD, you look for pullbacks, and not much happening for now. LDJPY is one I want to skip because it's like between two levels. So not that interesting to trade for me. Although we had a single here, which is the setup we look for. But the context makes it that I don't want to take it. It's like in the wrong context. Okay. And even if we were to kind of push things and even take the trade here, it's like we're at this resistance area, at the intermediate resistance area. So you don't want to trade there. Okay. That's like bad area to buy. Really bad. Etienne Crete was also back at the support area. So you want to look for pullbacks again on this pair, buying on pullbacks. And you would wait for, if you trade the way I trade, you wait for price to hit the low band of the Bollinger Band, look for price action singles, and then buy on this. Okay, there's a few more things, but that's like the principle. So far we're far from the lower band here, and on the 1 hour chart we're also in the middle band, so we want to wait a little bit. ADUSD, we also had a setup on this today, so this is the first setup of the week for me. So the pair was at a support area here at 0.70, a round number. And then we want to buy at this level, of course, because we bounced there a few times in the past. Then we go here on the forward chart. And we see we have this push to the lower band, break of the lower band with price action. So the candlestick went and did a nice wick in the lower band. And then you get this nice engulfing candle. Very clear sign that the buyers are stepping in the market to take control of the market. And then what you would do is you would enter above the high, stop loss below the low, and you are at risk of 3-1. Okay, so I'm saying this is a trade, but this is a setup, but it's not a trade yet, because we have to go, in my view, 5 pip or 3 to 5 pip beyond the high of the candlestick to enter. Stop loss below the low, and then you're at risk at 3-1, which it's not gonna be very high. It's gonna be like around here. And that's good because on a weekly chart, that's pretty good. Okay, we are aiming for the weekly chart, which is like here. Pretty good trade, pretty good setup. So, but you still want to wait for price to hit above this. And please, if you don't trade the way I trade, then don't take the trade. Like, don't take the setup. This is for me. I'm showing you what I do. But if you have something different that you trade, if you have a different plan, or if you did not make a plan, then don't trade this. You're gonna waste your time. Okay, just showing you what I do. So you would enter 5 pip beyond the high in that particular case. Okay, so go trade on this. CAD CHF did the same thing, but this one is, well, it's also the support area. However, we are close to the middle band. Looks like we're gonna go 5 pip beyond the high. It's gonna be also another trade to enter. Same principle, stop loss below the low. Reward to risk of 3-1. and that's gonna be good to look at. Okay, so good trade setup here also because we are at the support area, but not as strong as AUD/USD in my opinion. It just looks different. Okay. Euro AUD, these are pairs that are really tight that I don't want to trade right now because it doesn't really make any sense. Euro CAD is the same. Although Euro CAD, no. Euro CAD is going back to support area from what I see, which I didn't mark, so I'll just gonna mark it now. And yeah, so you want to look for bullish trades over here. Basically, we're looking at this low over here. If price goes below this low at 1.48, it seems, then we're gonna look for the opposite setup. So we would see a break, then look for retracement and sell on those retracement. Now we are pushing back above, and that's where you want to look for bullish trades. But for this, once again, you would have to see price coming to the low of the Bollinger Band, and that's where you would kind of buy. So not at the top of the Bollinger Band at all. Okay, so we have to wait a little bit on this, but it's kind of at the zone right now. Euro GBP is also at. So this one is a retracement example. So we broke the low, came back to retest the resistance area or previous support, now resistance area, and that's where you want to sell on that pair. So we need price to hit the upper band of the Bollinger Band like it did here, but here I'm not sure we went 5 pips below the low. Okay, we'll have to check it on the algo, but I'm not entirely sure. So maybe we went. If so, that was a good trade, and you went there below the low. With 2 stop loss above the high, and we were to risk of 3 to 1. Okay, now it's coming back to apparently test the high, but we'll see what happens. Okay, Euro USD. It's also in the game of breaking this range. So I'm not going to trade that particularly myself. We showed some examples here before of a trade I didn't take, and I explained why last week. But anyways, this is a place where you want to look for a breakout of that range. Yeah, that's been holding for quite some time, since October of last year, and you could look to trade the breakdown on this if you want. Okay, it doesn't mean it's going to break down. It could not break down. It could go back up, but it's a place to look for trades. Or you do like me and you wait for the breakdown, and then you would trade on the retracement again after. Okay, so that's what I'll do with the Bollinger Band on a lower time frame. But you do whatever you want to do. It's different for everyone, of course. GBP CAD is at the resistance area here. We went down a little bit. We can still look for retracement on this, so price would go back to the upper band of the Bollinger Band, and that's where you look for your cross section signal and then your entry. Okay, so good place on the weekly chart. GPCHF is coming back here to retest. This is a pullback example. So broke above the resistance area. We came back to retest. Now you want to look to buy on that pair. Okay, just make it clear by removing this. Alright, so good place to look for bullish trades in my opinion, but you have to wait for price to hit the low band of the Bollinger Band. Now it's at the top over here on the 1 hour chart and kind of in between on the 4 hour chart. So we have to wait and get a better place to take a trade. JPY is also at the resistance area here at 148. You want to look for bear shades there, and so far we're nothing. I think just went. Well, we had a trade over here which we didn't enter. Let me see. This was not 5 feet below the low, but this is the type of trade we look for. So break out the Bollinger Band, engulfing candle, and then you enter below the low, so plus above the high, and we are to risk of 3 to 1. Okay, now we could see our setup in the future. So now the bands are really getting tight, which is not a good sign for wire trade because it's going to be boring to trade, and you won't have any setup. But here on the 4 hour chart, you would have to wait for price to hit the upper band, look for your persistent signal, and the break of the Bollinger Band, and that will be a pretty good trade. Okay. GPCD is between 2 zones. We're not going to trade that for now. It's too tight. JPUSD is also a pullback example. So broke above this high over here, closed beyond. Now price coming back to retest, and that's when you look for a bullish setup. Okay, we have no trade so far. This is not engulfing, and this is not engulfing at all. So you have to wait, and I will look for bullish trade on this week. NZD CAD is at the resistance area at 0.92. You want to look for bearish trades there. Price again has to be at the upper band of the Bollinger Band on both time frames. So far here's below in the middle, and here's like too tight. So we have to wait for better setup and more volatility on that pair. S&P, that's good. USD CAD is between two zones. We're not going to trade that for this week. USD JPY is still at the apparently the support, and I got an alert on this today, but I'm not sure where. Oh, over here. So here's a place where you can look for a, well, so this was a bullish setup, but I'm not convinced here that we look for bullish trades. So I was looking for more for bearish trades in that pair. So quite confusing at this point. So I'm just gonna step away and wait for a better signal. And USD SJD is close to the support area at 1.34, but we're not there yet. We have to wait for a move to the downside, all the way to 1.34, and then look for bullish trades in this pair. Okay, so we went through pretty much everything. I want to go through the chat quickly. So guys, if you have any question, just comment there. Gregory has a cool question. So what's up, Colin, first? But Gregory has a really cool question. He says, are you ever scared that your strategy might not work after a certain time? It's kind of not being scared, but it's kind of a doubt I have sometimes. Like I'm always wondering, is it gonna work long term and stuff? And it's not like I just don't talk about it that much because I know it's probably gonna work, and I'm always surprised that it keeps working all the time. But yeah, like it's kind of a doubt, and you have to keep working at it. You have to keep developing things and keep researching ideas and stuff. And so that's why, yeah, that's why it's kind of a doubt. But it's like anything. Like even if you have a business, you always doubt whether you're gonna make the revenues of the past month or not, and usually you end up making it. Like you make it all the time. But you just have like this, maybe not fear, but more doubt of what might happen. But that's just part of life and business and anything else, and trading, of course. Okay. Someone says, Etienne, greeting from Indonesia. Awesome. Do you scale in out of your trades? If yes, you have a specific rule for that. Yes, I discussed this in the course which I talked about before. So desartrade.com/BBR/strategy or something of the sort. And yeah, that course, yeah, so I explained everything. So basically, I have a scaling out rule of like exiting half of the trade at 1-to-1 reward to risk, and the other half at 3-to-1 of reward to risk. Guess that's my rule. No scaling in, and no moving stop loss to break even. Okay. Francis says, have you been trading the Bollinger Band reversal for quite some time now? Do you plan on adding another strategy to your arsenal? No, so yes for a long time, but no adding more strategies to my arsenal. So I want to expand what I trade now. So that means adapting it to different style, taking the same thing I trade, but kind of, I'm not sure how I can say it. It was kind of multiplying it to different things. So it's gonna be either like going intraday with algos, or it might be different instrument, different pairs, different markets, perhaps. Just taking the same thing, because this is something I learned from a trader like a while back. So he said you prefer a lot to trade the same setup on multiple instrument pairs and markets, as opposed to many setup and many strategies on a few instruments. It's the fact that the more you do one thing, no matter if it's like on 40 markets or 40 instrument, like you just do the same thing all the time, and it becomes a big routine, and you get used to it, and you almost cannot make a mistake. As opposed to if you try to kind of do 5 things on a few pairs, 5 different things, then you might make a mistake, you might not be kind of used to the rhythm, or you might forget things, or you might screw up more easily. So that's kind of what I plan to do. And just having the same setup on different time frame. With some tweaks, of course, some adaptation, but the same strategies in principle that I trade. Because I also like it, I should say. So, yeah. I've been trading this for like 3 years now. 2015. Almost 4 years. It's crazy. Yeah. Almost 4 years. So yeah. Okay. Euro and ZD. We'll look at this after for fun. Colin, that's a good question. Would you say there is quite a bit of discretion involved in your manual trades compared to your auto trading? No, it's pretty much the same thing. So I still look at the same zone as is marked. So look at the same zone, the same principle, and the setup is the same. So there's no discretion, more or less. It's the same thing, exactly the same thing. But the algo takes the trade for me, and I don't have to think about anything after. It's better. What's up, trade Jason? Welcome. Awesome, cool. So yeah, Euro and ZD. I've been not trading this pair for a long time because the results were really bad. but that's been like maybe 2 years, and I didn't really take time to kind of work on it and kind of see if it improved or not. So typing this all wrong. Okay. So we'll just have a look for the fun. Okay, I'll show my chart again over here. EUR and ZD. So what we do is we take this over here. We'll look at the zones first because the zones are really important. So I'm gonna identify the zone quickly for you guys. And if you are doing this for yourself, I've done a bunch of videos on that, how to look at the zones. So we'll go quickly for now, but we'll just do this quickly. So 1.08. We've got another zone at, where's my line? Okay, boom. One more zone over here. 1.66 is a good zone. Okay, and these are going to vary a little bit. They're not going to be always the same, but you want to just kind of put your zone and respect those, because that's the most important thing. If you rely on other people's zone to kind of look at your zones, then there's something wrong. Okay, in general. I'll put another one over here at 1.50. Okay, round number, which is awesome. Okay, so let's just go with those, because we can do this all night, but it's not gonna be worth it. We have another zone over here, which is kind of tight, so we might put this one, 1.72. All right, okay, we're there. So now we are at the support area from what I've seen at 1.66, and that's what you want to look for bullish trades in this pair, in my opinion. Okay, so that's what I will look for, not bearish trades because we're not at the resistance area for now, but bullish trades. Now we look on the lower time frame, and we see both time frame, the 1 hour chart and the 4 hour chart, which are the one that I trade. They are both at the upper band of the Montreal band, which is not what you want to look for bullish trades. You want to look for bullish trade at the bottom band of the Montreal band, the lower band. And so I'm gonna wait for price to hit the lower band, and that's where I will look for bullish shit up. Okay, so I'm not sure if we had a few in the past because we came back over here. No, we didn't have any trade on this in the past. Actually, recently we didn't have any trade at all. So no, nothing so far. But yeah, that's where you want to look for your bullish trades on this pair, because that's it for Euro and ZD. Pretty much you would have to wait and see what happens in this pair. But we are at the zone right now, so I would probably, if I were to trade like this pair, I would highlight it, put a box over here, and say, oh, we're at the bullish area, at the support area. Okay, and in my goal I would put like 2 lines, because we have like 2 different lines. We have one for the lower kind of support and the higher support, so we'll be around here, something of the sort, maybe a little bit bigger, just to make sure to catch the move after price moves up a little bit, and you still have the pullback you can trade with your algos or whatever. So it's kind of how we look at things. Okay, so back on the chat. Yeah, strategy works. What changed it exactly? It's a good point, Colin. Awesome. SC says, have you ever used TradingView backtest instead of MT4? I find it's a lot faster, but it seems not reliable. Yeah, so I've used it. I couldn't find a way to interpret the result. I thought the result was just like not well looking at all, and I couldn't understand the stats on TradingView. And plus, I feel like you have not enough data, or that the data you have is kind of limited. So I've used it, but I kind of stopped using it pretty fast, the TradingView backtester, because it just doesn't feel right, and it's just too hard to look at. And plus, I'm guessing we're talking about the auto backtester here, like the thing where you backtest automatically with like a script. And yeah, that didn't look too well. So, and you cannot really know whether your trades are right or not. So I didn't really like it, but you could like it. And you guys can look in the chat if you used the backtester in TradingView before. I'm kind of curious. I've never used it, and I don't plan to use it anytime soon. But if you are using it and you have success with it, then comment below, let us know that you're using it. I'm kind of curious, for sure. Okay. So this is, guys, we are done with this. I want to remind you one last thing, which is the fact that we have an awesome masterclass coming up in less than, a little bit more than 12 hours with Jason Sen. He's going to come here on the channel to share about his technical analysis, the things to look for, and how you create trade and stuff in the market. So links going to be in the description for that. The first link, you can use that link to sign up. You have to sign up because it's not going to be public for anyone. Jason told me like just today that he wanted to make this really, really private for only people that sign up. But links going to be there. You can use it. Sign up for this. and you're gonna be able to watch this tomorrow. Well, in like 12 hours. Tomorrow for me, it's gonna be Monday night for the US, and that's gonna be pretty epic. So looking forward to it quite a lot. It's gonna teach some awesome stuff, and it's gonna be awesome. So check out that link, and I see a few comments here. I'm just gonna read quickly. When can you give your thoughts on C-Trader? I've never used it, so I cannot really give any thoughts on this. Scott, welcome. I appreciate you being here. Colin says, awesome. Yeah, getting back in the swing of things. Exactly. So I had actually a really bad Wi-Fi in the past couple of months. Now it's getting better, and it's going to be better when I go back to Canada next week. But in the meantime, yeah, I'll keep you guys posted with videos and stuff this week. Subscribe if it's not done yet, and I'll catch you guys back here for another video actually tomorrow. Ciao.